Hello and welcome to Simply Nihongo. Today we are going to be trying to play Famicom Detective Club, The Missing Heir in Japanese. I've wanted to play this game for a long time, and as it has full voice acting, a log with replayable audio, kanji and furigana, I think, and also modern Japanese. I think this is a great game for trying to improve your Japanese, especially if you are stuck in the intermediate level. However, even if you are just starting to learn Japanese or haven't, I will try to keep it this accessible. I will try to also avoid going too far into detail so that we can make progress at a steady rate. But again, I will try to explain things as we go, as well as put in some notes. After all, this game is available in English as well, so you may wonder why play in Japanese? Well, the simple answer is the English translation is a localization, not necessarily a direct translation. A localization tries to make things feel more natural in the target demographic. So there will be differences in translations. You will see a lot of cases where English adds something or is removing something or completely changes it. And that's because it's really hard to get both the words, the underlying meaning, and the sentiment going, like get all of them translated across languages. So for here, we'll be focusing more on native Japanese language, and I will refer to some notes from the official translation, but I do not plan for that to be regular. So, let's get started. The first thing we see is we have kanji, but these ones will be fairly simple for me to explain. This first one says Chosa Saikai, so it's like reopening the investigation. And this one is Kaishi, which would mean to start the investigation. So, since we're starting from the beginning, we will go with Kaishi. This was a work of fiction, and that will go away faster than I can explain it. Anata is us. It is a word of meaning you.
Oi, kimi, どうしたんだ?
So we have a man here who's saying, hey, you. Kimi is another way of saying you. I guess you can say it maybe probably for people lower. After all, this kanji is the same one that appears in kun. So if you hear someone say like so-and-so kun, generally those are people you're very familiar with or people younger than you. Doshitanda is what's wrong.
大丈夫か? 聞こえるか?
Daijoubu is okay. Ka is a question particle, so are you okay? Kikoeru ka? Can you hear me?
誰かの声が聞こえる.
Dare ka, so this ka is not a particle, this is actually part of the word dare ka. Dare ka means someone, and no is a particle. This is the part that allows you to mark possession. So someone's voice, koe is voice, and kikoeru, we can hear.
Oh, 気がついたか? しっかりするんだ, kimi!
Oh, I think in my notes, yes, this is a fun example of where you don't rely on Google Translate for these things. Google Translate's like, did you notice? Get a grip, you know. Like, that is not what this guy is saying. We can even get that from the tone of the scene. He's just saying like, like kind of like you're awake. Hang on, Okay? Just hang on. Something like that.
僕はどうして。ここは一体どこだ。
So, boku is a way of saying I, very common for boys. Doshite is why. Koko is here. And then itai doko da is like where in the world is here. So basically it translates to why am I, where in the world am I?
僕は誰だ。何も思い出せない。
Okay, so the dare, we saw dare ka, which was someone. Dare by itself would be who. So who am I? Nani mo is nothing. So nani mo omoidasenai, I cannot remember anything. It's kind of like a memory is not coming out.
君、何も覚えていないのか。
Oboeru is the word to remember, and this is just in the te form. So oboete-inai means you currently cannot remember, you're in the state of not remembering.
何もわからない。
Yeah, wakaranai is like I don't understand, so I don't know anything.
僕は誰だ。
Okay, we already said this.
次に目が覚めた時、僕は助けてくれた男性の部屋にいた。
Okay, so now we know he's thinking Tsugi is next, so the next time he opens his eyes, so Mei is eyes, Sameta is like, kind of like open, like wake up. So the next time he woke up, Tasukete kureta is helped me. So boku wa tasukete kureta. This is describing the man. So Dansei is the man, so he's describing the man as the person who saved me. And we got the no possessive again. Hei's room. So we are in the room of the man who saved me.
災難だったね。でも無事でよかったよ。私はアマチと言うんだ。よろしく。
Okay, Sainan dattane. Sainan I've seen translate as calamity, misfortune, or disaster. The official translation just says that was rough. I think that kind of makes sense here. Demo is but, so but I am glad you are safe. So Buji is like no incidents, no injuries. And Yokata is like, I'm glad, it's good you're safe. Watashi is another way of saying I. This is, you can say, the safest way of saying I. Watashi wa Amachi to yunda. So Amachi is his name. To yunda is just a way of saying like, is called that. You will see this again. So one thing to note is if you study Japanese, you probably notice that there's an E hiragana there, but we pronounced this one as you. This is just one case. Most of the time it will be E, but for this word, you, which is to say, it will be pronounced as you. When the words conjugates, it will go back to the E reading, but that's just one exception to remember. Yoroshiku is like, nice to meet you.
こちらこそよろしくお願いします。助けてくださってありがとうございました。
So, kochiro koso is like from here too, nice to meet you. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu, so very polite. And we already said what tasukete kureta means. Kurasate is like another way. I guess you can say it's more humble, I think. Because it is like coming down, the direction is down. If we took the look at the kanji, the kudasaru kanji is down. So kind of like he did something from up to me. So I believe that's how you can say it is a humble expression. Arigatou gozaimashita is thank you.
いいんだよ。当然のことをしたまでだ。私は一人暮らしだから、気兼ねなく過ごしてくれ。
So he was saying that's fine. E is good. Tozen is like natural. So he only did what was natural. Okay, Hitori Kura. What was the pronunciation again? Oops, we have to check that in the next one. But it looks like Gurashita. So he lives alone. Hitori is alone. Kigae ne naku sukoshite kure. When I put this in the translation, it comes off as like, I think the official translation is make yourself at home, which looks like a good thing. Kigane is feeling hesitant, being afraid of troubling someone. So he's saying don't feel like you're troubling him. This naku is a form of the word nai. So this is, and that means like not. So that would be the negative. So don't feel like you're troubling me.
僕はどこに倒れていたんですか?
Case of localization. The official translation says, "Where did you find me?" Here he asked the question, "Where was I fallen?" So that's, again, in English we would say like, "Where did you find me?" So that's one case of localization versus translation.
私がちょうどうなかみの崖のそばを通りかかったら、道端の草むらに君が倒れていた。
Okay, so Unakami, it looks like that's going to be the name of the place, because if you see this kanji by itself, it would be Kaijo, which would be like on the sea. Gake would be a cliff. No soba, so near the cliff. So tori kakatara, I think he was passing by. And Michibata looks to me like a path. And when we look at the image, it will definitely look more like a path, not a street. The official translation says street, but again, when we see the image of where it was, there does not appear to be a street there. Kusamura, so the grass, and yep.
どうも崖の上から下の草むらまで落ちたみたいだな。
Okay, so domo, so somehow. Gake no ue, so from up of the cliff. Kara is from, so, and then shita. This is what I meant by the kudasai. No kusamura made, so until the grass below. Ochite mitai da. So it looks like you fell somehow from up on the cliff to the grass below.
反対側は海になっていて、人もめったに通らないそうだから、不幸中の幸いだったよ。
Ooh, that would have been rough. So Hantai Gawa is the opposite side. Gawa means side, Hantai means opposite. And he's saying on the opposite side was the sea. And people rarely pass by. So Hito is people, Mettani is rarely, Toranai, so does not pass. And this kara is like because, so dakara, So because many people don't pass there, Fukochu no Saiwai is an expression meaning you were fortunate.
そうでしたか。本当にありがとうございます。
And so he says like, I see, 本当に is really, so really thank you. And this part is, again, going to be a point of localization versus translation.
それよりも何か思い出せたかい？
Okay, so in the official translation, they have him repeat, I just did what was natural. In here, he does not say that. He instead changes the topic. He says, is それよりも, so more than that. So more than the thank you or thing, more than like everything that we've been saying so far, he's asking again, do you remember anything? As a mystery lover, that raises a flag for me, the fact that the topic has changed. I don't know if that's important or not, but I can see probably in the official translation, they decided to try to make it sound more natural, that you respond when people say thank you. Maybe. But I will be curious if this is something to think about in the future.
いえ、何も。
No, nothing.
そうか。
I see.
何？焦ることはないよ。何かきっかけがあればすぐに思い出すさ。
Okay, so aseru looks like rushing, so and koto is a particle to kind of make it a thing. So aseru koto, it's not something to rush, or rather maybe this. What's the best way for it? It's not. Yeah, I guess that's the easiest way in English. Slightly different nuance, I think, but it mostly goes all the way. 何かきっかけがあればすぐに思い出すさ。So here, we're basically just saying that he will probably remember or something if something happens.
ちなみにこの町は大里市というんだが、どうだい？何か引っかかることはあるかい？
Chinamini is like anyway, this town, Machi is town, is Osatoshi. So that would be the name, Toyunda. So we've seen that before. And then he's like, how is it? Does that help you remember anything? Like, Nanika hikkakoru, is that pulling something from your memory?
いえ、特には。
No, not really. Let's see. Kiku is used for both asking and listening. Miru and shiraberu is to see and to examine. Omoidasu is to remember. Yeah.
何も思い出さない。
Okay, we've already seen that.
事故の時のものかな。頭に怪我をしている。
So Jiko is accident, Toki is time, and Mono is a thing, so and Kana is I wonder. So he's saying, I wonder if this is from the accident? And then he says Atama, so his head, Keiga wo shiteru, like there's an injury. So there's an injury on my head.
おそらくそうだろう。もしかしたら頭を打ったショックで記憶を失ったのかもしれない。
Osaraku is probably, and Soldaro is like that's probably it. Moshikashitara, perhaps, maybe? Atama uta, so when you hit your head, the shock of hitting your head. This day is describing the means, so kind of like due to the shock of your head getting hit, Kyoku is memory, Ushinata is lost, and Kamoshiranai is maybe. So maybe that's why you lost your memory. Or that's probably the better way of translating. That's how you lost your memory.
とりあえず、うなかみの崖へ行けば、何か思い出せるかもしれないね。
Okay, toriaizu. Let me just look up what would be the better translation to say. So we have for now, anyway, or first of all. And then if you go to the cliff, so ikeba is the if form of the word iku, meaning to go. And then he says maybe you can remember something. We can go there, but let's first ask some questions. Let's ask about myself.
どうも崖の上から下の草むらまで落ちたみたいだな。
Nothing new.
力になれることがあるかもしれないから、いつでもおいで。相談に乗るよ。
Okay. 力になれる, so I guess getting used to your strength. あるかもしれないから. So I guess it may be a case. かもしれない. So I guess it's maybe a case of you're getting used to it. So いつでも means always, or anytime, I guess is better translation. おいで means can come. 相談に乗るよ. 相談に乗る means like he will give advice. The official translation says I'm always happy to help, which I guess is a more natural thing you would say in English, but it's also a bit different than just saying I'm always happy to give advice or something, or you can always consult with me. I feel like those would be closer. And if you've seen my video on Spy Family episode season 3 episode 4, you know that Soudan ni Noru also appears in there. Okay, I believe this kanji is idol, so kind of like movement. So we will move. Chiko Gemba is the site of the accident.
僕、うなかみの崖へ行ってみます。
Okay, so we know all those words. Itte mimasu is I will go check it out.
そうか。気をつけて。困ったことがあったらいつでも来てくれ。相談に乗るよ。
Again, the official translation makes it like, are you sure? But here he's just like, oh, I see, be careful. Like, you hear in the tone of his voice, he wasn't doing the, you sure? So again, difference in localization. Komatta koto. Komatta is trouble, so if you have a case of trouble, Attara is if you have a case of attara, a case of trouble happens, you can come and he'll give advice.
天地さん、本当にありがとうございました。行ってきます。
Itekimasu is something you say when you're leaving like the house, and basically means you will go and come back. I guess because in this case, he does intend to come back because he has nowhere else to go. So here's what I mean, like there's no real street, it looks more like a path.
ここで天地さんが僕を助けてくれたんだ。
Okay, we've seen all this before.
寂しげな波の音が聞こえてくる。
Sabishinga, so it sounds kind of like lonely. Waves is nami. Oto with sound. Let's see. Oh, there's a boat. So fune is boat.
船が見える。近いような遠いような遠近感が狂うな。
So, he says he can see a boat. Chikai yona, choi yona. It looks like he's having trouble seeing if it's close or far. Maybe that's Enkinkan is maybe depth perception? Let's see, the official translation says it's a boat, it's, well, we already saw that part. That's different. Okay. It seems close, but also far away. My depth perception is off. Okay, so slight differences, but general same meaning.
いい眺めだな。
So we just looked at the sky, which is Sora. I Nagame is a nice view. This is the
こ
ocean.
の海岸はうなかみ海岸というらしい。
Okay, and we have that Toyu again, so this is called Unakami Kaigan.
草が生えていないところがある。風や潮の影響だろうか。
So we're looking at the Jimen. This is combination of earth, or earth and surface. So this is the earth's surface or the ground. Kusaga, so grass, hayate inai, so it's not growing here. And then kaze ya shio no eikyo darouka. So kaze is wind, and shio is tide or current, and eikyo looks to be influence. Daro is probably. Okay. Kusamura.
草むらがクッションになったおかげで軽い怪我で済んだのかもしれない。
Okay, so because of the, or rather thanks to the cushioning of the grass, so cushion is cushioning, okagede is thanks to, karui is light, keiga is injury, and we got the kamoshirenai is maybe, so maybe thanks to the grass, he got away with a light injury.
この木だけ枯れてしまっている。もう寿命なんだろうか。
So, kono ki dake, so only this tree is withering. I guess its lifespan is over.
崖の上からこの草むらまで4、5メートルぐらいはありそうだ。
So, it's saying that he fell about 4 or 5 meters. Can you survive a fall like that with just memory loss? I don't know about that. I'm more likely to believe that he got hit on the head from behind. Oh, there's...
先端が海に突き出している。あそこから落ちたら海へ真っ逆さまだろう。
So I think the senton, that's probably like the point. And it looks like it's pointing, it's going over the ocean. If he fell there, he would have been in big trouble. Let me see what does Masakami. Masaka. Headlong, head first. Okay. He would have, I guess, dove straight into the ocean. Okay, I think we have to check the site.
アマチさんの話だと、僕はこの辺りに倒れていたってことになる。崖の上からここへ落っこちたわけか。
So the only new word here would be hanashi, so his story, and wake, which is reason. So kind of like according to his story, I fell here, and the reason probably because I fell from the top down here. Okay.
随分寂しい場所だな。波の音しかしない。
Okay, we've basically seen all these words. Suibun is very, basho is place. If you remember, sabishi is lonely. Okay.
あれ？何か聞こえた。
Do you know what he said there? So, he says, do I hear something? So let's listen. So someone in his voice. Ah. There we go. So she's saying over here. So there is a girl shouting. Onna-no-ko is girl. Onna means woman in general, and then ko is just marking that she is still a child. Yonderu, so she's calling to me.
あそこまで行ってみよう。
So, そこまで. So let's go over there and see.
連絡もしないでどこに行ってたの？心配したんだから。
So this is a case again. Some things are lost in translation. So she says, 連絡もしない. So you didn't even call or contact. And so しないで, so without contacting, どこに行っていたの? You went somewhere. 心配したんだから, like I was worried. Official translation will say, where is, let's see. Okay, it's like, where did you go? You just disappeared.
僕を心配。じゃあ、君は僕の知り合いなんですか?
Okay. A slight difference again. Shiriai is acquaintance. So he's asking, are you my acquaintance? And here in the official translation, they will say, do we know each other?
え？何言っているの？冗談のつもりなら怒るわよ。
So, nani yitteru no? So, what are you saying? There's that kanji for you. Joldan is kind of like joke, prank. Tsumori is intention. Nara is if. So, if you're intending to prank me, okoru, I'm going to get angry. So, the official translation is you better cut it out. You better stop it right now if you're joking. So, English translation is a good localization. That's more what you say. Like, if you're joking, you better stop it right now. But here she just says, like, if you're pulling a joke, I'm gonna get angry. And that's wa is used by women to kind of like soften. Because that yo is also kind of like an emphasis, so wa yo. I think, again, this is used by women. You don't hear men saying it. At least that's what my teacher says. Let's go on first.
辺りを調べても手がかりらしきものは見つからないな。
So the atari would be like the area around. So if you examine the area, tekakari is clues. Mitsukaranai means cannot find. So even if he checks around, he's not going to find any clues.
うなかみの崖のてっぺんだ。ほとんど人の行き来はない様子だな。
So it looks like this is the top of the cliff. And it really is like no one seems to come here.
君の名前は
Okay. So namae is a name.
何をふざけてるのよ。あなたと同じ探偵事務所の立花あゆみじゃないの。
Okay, so fuzakete is like messing around. Onaji is same. Tante Jimusho is detective office. And she's saying her name is Ayumi Tachibana. So in Japan, we do the family name first and the given name second.
あゆみさん。ダメだ。思い出せない。
Damida means like it's no good. Again, he doesn't remember.
思い出せないってどういうことなの？
So, kind of like, what do you mean by saying you don't remember?
それが
That is, and then I guess he tells her.
記憶喪失ですって？
Kyoku Soshitsu looks like amnesia. So we have the memory, and then we saw that, like the shitsu is the ushinao kanji. So I guess this is the official phrase for memory loss or amnesia.
僕のことを知っているのなら教えてください。
Okay, so shiteiru means like knowing. So if, and we have that nara again. So if you're knowing about me, oshiete kudasai. Please tell me, please inform me. Oshieru's like teach, but I guess in here we're going for more the meaning of like tell me.
ちょっと待って。その前にあなたがどうして記憶を失ったのか教えて。
So she says like please wait a while, like wait a sec, chotto is a little, mate is please wait. Sono mae ni, so before that. Doshite wa gyoku o ushinatta, how did you lose memory? Oshiete, please tell me.
詳しいことはわからないんです。気がついたら。
Okay, so kuwashi is detailed. Wakaranai, I don't know the details. Kiga suitara, so when I woke up or when I became aware.
ここからさっきの草むらへ落ちて気を失ったらしいですって。もし反対側の海の方へ落ちてたら助からなかったわよ。
Okay, so ここからさっきの草むら, so from here to the grass. She fell and lost consciousness, so ki o ushinatta. So this ki is like your spirit. And it was like lost, so that would be a way of saying like, I lost my consciousness. And she says like moshi, so kind of like if, and then hantaigawa, the other side, is ocean. If you fell there, like you wouldn't have been saved.
わかったわ。とにかく一緒に事務所まで来てちょうだい。
So kata, like I get it. And anyway, ishoni is together. Go to the office, kite chodai, so kind of like please come with me to the office together.
事務所。
詳しい話はついてからにしましょう。
So we can talk in more detailed after we arrive there. So here is the Utsugi Tante office.
本当に何も覚えていないのね。ともかく中に入りましょう。
Okay, Nakani Hairimashou is I think the only new words we see, so let's go inside. Hairimashou is let's enter.
ここは宇津木先生の事務所で私たちの仕事場よ。先生はしばらく出張中だから今はいないの。
Okay, so here is the detective office where we work. So Watashi Tachi is we, and Shigotoba will be workplace. Sensei, so you may know this as like teacher, but they also use it for some bosses. I believe like lawyers as well, the assistants will call them sensei. If you look at the kanji, it's like before life, so basically people who are older than you. And also if you notice, teachers don't really call themselves sensei. So I think they'll say like kyoshi or something like that. They will refer to other teachers as senseis, but not to themselves. Shibaraku is a while. Shucho is a business trip. So he's in the middle of a business trip. Ima, so now. Inai, no. So he is not here.
宇津木先生というのは誰なんだい？
Okay, so if you say like Utsugi Sensei, who is that?
この探偵事務所のボスよ。そしてあなたは先生の助手として活躍していたの。
Okay, so Bosu is boss, of course, and then Inatoa, so and you are Sensei no Joshu, so assistant. So we are the detective's assistant, and Katsuyoku is like that's how we are working.
僕が思い出せない。
そう。ここは宇津木先生の事務所で私たちの仕事。
Okay, nothing new there.
あなたと先生が知り合ったのはあなたがまだ中学生ぐらいの頃の話だそうよ。
So Shiriata is like when we met him, so we met the detective when Mada, so still, Chugakse. So when we were in middle school, gurai no koro, so around then, no hanashi, so that's the story.
離れ離れになった両親を探していたあなたはこの町で先生と知り合ったの。
Okay, so it looks like hanare ba nare ni natta ryoshin. So Ryoshina's parents, and then the first part is describing the parents that have we've been separated from them. So we're looking for our parents. Sagashite is to search. And we met the detective in this town.
両親を探していた？
詳しい事情は知らないけれど、そうなんですって。まだ見つかっていなくて、今も探し続けているのよ。
So Kawashi's detail, Jijo is information, I guess. She doesn't know, and that's how it appears. So, そうなんです。まだ still 見つかっていなくて、so we still have not found them. And even now, we continue to search for them. So, 続けて is continue.
どうしてあの崖来たんだい？
あなたがあそこで誰かに会うと言って電話してきたから連絡を待っていたんだけど。
So she says here that we said we were going to go meet someone, and then we were going to call. She was waiting for us to contact her.
何の連絡もないし、心配になって。
Okay, so this Naishi is like, because you never contacted, I worried.
僕が誰かに会う？
So I was going to meet someone?
あなたがこれを置いてってくれたから場所の見当はついてたけどね。
Okay, so これ is this thing. 置いて is placed it, so we left this note here. And she says 場所検討. Let me look up 検討. Guess. Okay. So guess suite. So she was able to guess the place. Let's look around. So we have sofa.
使い込まれた感じがするソファーだ。
It looks like this sofa has been used a lot.
どっしりしたテーブルだ。
どっしりした I'm guessing that means stirred table.
分厚いファイルや書類が詰め込まれている。
Let's see. So is that like section? Maybe? Buatsui is thick, bulky, or massive. So thick files and shorui are documents. Tsumikome, I guess tsumekome is... Let me see if I can get it. I guess it's packed. Something about that. This is
勝手に触っちゃダメよ。もし先生の大事なものなら怒られちゃうわ。
So Katani is kind of like selfishly like doing without permission and just doing it. Swaru is to touch, so it's no good to just touch it without asking. And then moshi, yeah, so if it was Sensei's important items, he would be angry.
どうしたの？そんなに見つめられたら恥ずかしいじゃない。
So I guess she's saying, like, if you, like, why are you looking at me? It's a little bit embarrassing.
ちょっと待って。どこに行くつもりなの？
Okay, so please wait a bit. Dokuni is where are you planning to go? Yes. Okay, now we can check them out. Oh wait, there's still the mirror. Let's see.
鏡だ。特に変わった点はない。
Okay, I guess there's nothing suspicious about the mirror. It's a mirror. There's no point that's weird, I think is what he's saying. Let's look at the memo.
明神村綾代と書いてある。
I don't know how you get the cliff from this. I don't know how she makes that guess. Maybe that's a gap in the story, or I don't know. There's another point as well later that will be confusing, but we'll see.
出かける直前にあなたが書いたものでしょ？
So it says like dekakeru, so going out, chokuzen, I guess it's like right before you went out. And kaita is like you wrote. So this is something you wrote, right? Okay. Let's try the move.
僕が書いたものなら、これが記憶を取り戻す手がかりになるかもしれない。
Okay, so now we have, if this is something I wrote, Kyoko Torimodosu, I guess this is like, can get back my memory, Tegakari is a clue, Kamoshinai, so this is probably a clue that will help me get my memory back.
よし、明神村へ行ってみよう。
So, let's go.
待って。名前ぐらい思い出さなきゃどうしようもないわよ。
Okay, so, Mate's wait. So we can't even remember our name. What are we going to do?
思い出してみて。
Please try to remember. I have not played this game yet because I opted to play the release order. I think the other game takes place before this game, but this game released first. So I guess you can say the other game is a prequel. Actually, let's see. Okay, so we do the family for name first, then the given name.
そうだ。思い出したぞ。
Oh, we remembered.
そう。これが僕の名前だ。あゆみちゃん、明神村へ行ってくれよ。
Okay, so kind of like how we said itekimasu, now itekuru. Kuru means to come. So we're going to go and come back.
気をつけてね。
Be careful. And that will be the end of the prologue. We did it within 1 hour. Since this was just to get things started, I went longer, but I will probably separate these into smaller scenes. this is too fast for me to read and translate. So we will see that later. Okay. All right. Chapter 1, The Aishiro Family.
数時間後、僕は明神駅に降り立っていた。
Okay, we can't save until after we just finish up, so we will save and then wrap it for today. So Suji-kan is kind of like after many hours, Suji-kan go. So go is the after. Suji is kind of like countless time sort of thing. Many. Okay, Myojin Eki. So we've arrived at the Myojin station. Orita tatte.
僕が事故に遭った水上の崖は、この明神村と天地さんのマンションのある大里市のほぼ中間にあたる場所だった。
Okay, so the accident, boku ga jiko ni atta. Okay, so the cliff where I had my accident. This village, so Myojin Mura, to Amachi-san no manshan no aru Osatoshi no hobo chukan ni ataru basho da. So I think this is saying that the place where we had the accident, it is like right in the middle, in the middle between this village and Amachi's mansion. Is that right? Something doesn't sound right, but let me see. What does the official translation say? The cliff I fell is located between Myojin Village and Osato City, where Amachi's apartment is. Okay. Yeah, maybe I guess it's not. Shouldn't be in the exact middle, right? Because the apartment is near the cliff, I thought. Okay. Alright.
僕はここに来たことがあるんだろうか。
Okay. So, boku wa koku ni. So, kita. Kita is another form of the word to come. This is the verb kuru is one of the irregular verbs. It conjugates very differently. There are two words that conjugate very differently. The other is suru. You'll see that a lot in the. So here we're just saying kitakoto, so like came here. So have we come here? Aru daro. So have we been here before? Daro is probably. Okay, so we'll answer that question after we save. Thank you for joining. Please like and subscribe and be notified when the next time I upload one of these videos. Until then, please check out the vocab list. And yeah, thank you, and I hope to see you next time.